Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. My pranams to Revered Secretary Maharaj. My namaskars to other dignitaries. Swamiji is present here, and my loving namaskars to all of you. So brothers, today all of us, we are here, as Swamiji was just telling, to learn more about Swami Ramakrishnananda Ji. Now what is the relevance of Swami Ramakrishnananda Ji in our life? We are young people who are studying in our college, pursuing different courses. And our goals in life are very different from what Swami Ramakrishnananda Ji stood for or lived for. So what is the connection? Why at all should I really give attention to what Swami Ramakrishnananda's life was or teachings were, and so on? So let us first understand that in all of us, in everybody's life, what is the goal that we have to seek after? When Swami Ramakrishnananda Ji was a young man like you, probably he was also not very much aware that he is going to be the devotee of God. He was also a very ardent student of mathematics. He was also a very ardent student of English, Sanskrit, philosophy. So all these things he was pursuing, and his studies were doing well. So what was the connection of his becoming a sannyasin later on? What was the motivation? What was the impetus that brought him to the life of sannyasa? So if we see all the great people, when they arrive on this screen, world screen, then we will see in any picture, if you are watching a picture, if any character comes there, that character to come before there is a story also. Suddenly some character in a play, in a drama, doesn't appear at random. So you will see a connection of that particular character with a previous story. Now the same thing, if we want to study about Swami Ramakrishnananda Ji, about this Shashi, we will see that what was the condition? It was the time when the British rule was going on. The Western ideas were rampant in India. Even now they are, of course. But that was the time when it was the beginning of the fascination of Western ideas, Western materialism. And people were struggling to believe in their religion. They were running away from their religion. They were losing the faith in their religion. That was the time when Sri Ramakrishna and his disciples came on this world stage. What happened? There was scientific progress in Europe. There were everyday new inventions, new findings, new discoveries. And every discovery, every invention was disqualifying the religious beliefs of the people of the time. They were nullifying all that people were living upon, they were believing in. And what happened as an effect is that people lost their faith in practicing religion. They were drawn to the concepts of science, because when they were taught that everything around us is nothing but molecules and atoms and electrons, and we did not really rely upon some invisible God or invisible deity to live our life, to depend upon. So when they were told that they were told in the laboratory, it was proven that hydrogen and oxygen, if you mix, the water comes out. So if it is proven in the laboratory, then people don't have to believe that water is created by God. They were previously thinking water was created by God. And now the scientists were showing them in the laboratory that hydrogen and oxygen in a particular process, if you mix, the water comes out. So this was a challenge given to the religious faiths all over the world by the science. And that was percolating across the globe through this British rule. The British were ruling almost half the planet that time. And they were carrying this agenda of converting people into non-believers, so to speak. And with this, when we see this background of coming of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda and Swami Ramakrishnananda and other brother disciples, then we understand that what was their upbringing, in what surroundings they were brought up. And then we realize that Swami Ramakrishnananda also was, in his childhood, he must also have faced these kinds of challenges. Because when Sri Ramakrishna asks him about God, then he says, when I have not seen him, how can I tell you about whether God is with form or without form? When Sri Ramakrishna asks Shashi, that Shashi, do you believe in God with form or without form? Then Shashi answers, I have never seen God, so how can I say he is with form or without form? So his was a very analytical answer, very practical answer, that unless I see something, how can I tell you about him? And Sri Ramakrishna was very pleased at this answer. So this was Shashi Maharaj, who was a mathematician, who was having analytical temperament, scientific temperament, and a very ardent student. And then he comes to Sri Ramakrishna. And he becomes his Shashi. As we see, Shashi means what? Moon. How we call the moon Shashi is because Shasha. When we see a full moon night, then we see a rabbit or a hare on an image of that on the moon surface. And the name of Shashi or moon has come from that. That Shashi means the rabbit. So now Shashi means moon, and this Shashi is also like moon. How he has come to this his guru Ramakrishna, and he has become Ramakrishnananda. Just like moon has become Shashi because of the rabbit's image imprinted on it, Ramakrishnananda becomes Ramakrishnananda because of Ramakrishna's image imprinted on him. So that way he became completely that. So wonderfully Shashi Maharaj's name signifies, it proves his dedication to his guru. Now this Shashi, another aspect of this Shashi Maharaj, this moon is also that he is very soothing. Moon is very soothing. He gives light when there is absence of sun. In the night, when there is sun is absent, then the full moon gives light. The same thing happened about Shashi Maharaj. In the absence of the great shining sun of Swami Vivekananda, who was preaching all across India and also abroad, when Swamiji was in the fag end of his life, then he handed over the charge of South India to Shashi Maharaj. And Shashi Maharaj became the moon who gave light in the absence of the sun, who was Swami Vivekananda. And he really proved it in the darkness. Otherwise, we would have, in the southern people, we would have groped in the darkness without having any light to see. But Shashi Maharaj gave that light. He told, never mind. We cannot bring Swami Vivekananda back, but I can definitely show you light that will serve your purpose. And this is the light that we are going to talk about today. The light that was Swami Ramakrishnananda. And this is what we see, that Swami Ramakrishnananda's whole work, whole life has been a dedication to the cause of his guru Sri Ramakrishna and his elder brother, so to speak, his leader, Swami Vivekananda. He is an exemplification of dedication to his guru bhakti. Everybody, if you ask, whoever knows about Swami Ramakrishnananda, if you ask him, what would you tell in one word, what was Swami Ramakrishnananda? Then they will say, he is service to the guru. He is exemplification, the very concretized form of Guru Seva. So he is the one who was one of the most orthodox people among those orthodox, and still he was the most devoted servants of God. Swamiji said in Madras, when he was asked to send some of his brother disciples, then he told, yes, I will send you one of the most orthodox persons, more than your orthodox Brahmins, and still having intense realization of God and worship of God. So this is that Swami Ramakrishnananda that we are talking about. And this Swami Ramakrishnananda, through his life, he showed how the analytical mind, how a very practical mind could be diverted, could be invested in God realization and devotion to God. Otherwise, what generally we see that the civilization is going without having any goal in life. Humanity is going towards having any goal, without any goal. So Swamiji also says that the man, it is better to have a goal in life, because if a man with a goal makes 50 mistakes, a man without a goal will make 50,000. So it is better to have a goal in life. So it's better to have an ideal in life. So that is what Swami Ramakrishnananda's life exemplifies, that it is the ideal that matters, what ideal we pursue in our life. Because the ideal we pursue, the ideal we chase in our life, that will decide the end that is going to be in our life. So we see that this Shashi was born in West Bengal and in Mail Ichhapur. And he was born in Mail Ichhapur and he came to live in Mylapur. See what is the difference in Mail Ichhapur and Mylapur? One of our Chennai Mutt Swamis, he told, the difference between Mail Ichhapur and Mylapur is only of Ichha. If you remove Ichha, means desire, then Mail Ichhapur becomes Mylapur. So he told one of our Swamis, it was such an interesting thing, that the person who was born in Mail Ichhapur, he has come to his end of his life, he lived in Mylapur, so to speak. Though literally he spent last 2 months of his life, 3 months in Kolkata, but practically he was on the verge of his end here. So this is that Shashi Maharaj, who was born in West Bengal, who lived all his life. He's born in the family of very orthodox Brahmins, who his father is a very ritualistic person. See, what we expect from a ritualistic person is just doing puja, waving lights in front of the photo of Guru Maharaj and God, and doing puja, offering some things, and telling so many mantras that nobody else can understand. This is what we understand from rituals. That some pujari, some worshipper, what he will do something that others cannot understand. That is what a worshipper means for us, all of us. But Shashi Maharaj is not like that. Shashi Maharaj's worship is not the worship of something which is incomprehensible. Shashi Maharaj's worship is a living worship. It is a living service. What he did not worship something invisible. He did not worship something which we don't believe in. But he very much lived with that deity, with that ideal, with his Guru. So whenever he used to worship Guru Maharaj, he never thought of Guru Maharaj as a photograph. He never thought of Guru Maharaj as an image, as a statue. But what he thought, he did not think rather. What he saw Guru Maharaj living. So whenever he was standing in front of Guru Maharaj, it was not he was standing in front of a photo. We stand in front of photo and think about millions of things. All around the world, our mind is roaming. But Shashi Maharaj, when he is standing in front of Guru Maharaj, his whole body becomes red with devotion. When he thinks that actually Guru Maharaj is standing in front of him. And then he is asking him, he is talking to him. Sometimes he is complaining to him if he has some complaints. Just like, oh, why you are not doing this? Why you have done this? All these things. He used to complain to him. Whenever he becomes angry with Guru Maharaj. And he complains to him. And his love towards Guru Maharaj is so much that whenever he used to do arati, Sandhya arati, and waving the lamp in front of Guru Maharaj and giving offerings, he is actually completely transformed into a person, as if a mother serving her child. When a mother is serving her child, then she doesn't care about the entire world. Her whole mind is in the child. Just like that, Swami Ramakrishnananda Ji is serving his own Guru also during his life, when he was in his body, and also after his Mahasamadhi. He is serving Sri Ramakrishna as if a mother is serving her child. So that was his intense relationship with Sri Ramakrishna. That's why his name, Sri Ramakrishnananda. Because Swami Vivekananda also thought, I am the chief disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. I am the leader among all the brother disciples. So let me take this name, the Ramakrishnananda name. But when he understood that Shashi is having the devotion which is unparalleled to any other brother disciples' devotional service to Sri Ramakrishna, then he very eagerly and very lovingly he gave that name to Shashi Maharaj and accepted him for himself another name. So this is what his Swami Vivekananda also used to like Shashi. Always from America, Swami Vivekananda is writing letters to Shashi Maharaj, because Shashi Maharaj is the one who is dedicatedly serving the relics of the Master. He did not move an inch from the service. He did not think of his own comforts, his own desires. See, so many other disciples, they were doing tapasya in different places. They wanted to go around for Tirtha Yatra. But Shashi Maharaj did not move an inch. He was feeding those disciples who were staying with him. He was also serving Guru Maharaj, was also worshipping him. He was also teaching mathematics. He used to earn some money because the monastery was in so poor, in poverty, that Shashi Maharaj had to do a part-time job just to sustain the monastery, just to sustain the monks, brother monks who are living with him. So you just imagine, you just compare such Shashi Maharaj's life, that youth, with your own youth, and you will understand such a spirit of sacrifice that we can imbibe from him. You know, who will want to give up everything for the sake of his brother disciples? When they are completely engrossed in japa meditation, they are completely engrossed in God realization, then what he is doing? He is cooking for them. He is cleaning for them. He is waking them up from the japa dhyana, deep meditations. For hours together, they used to sit for meditation without moving. And Shashi Maharaj used to drag them all to the for the dining place, so that he can feed whatever there was. You know, that food was not that rich, very simple food. But Shashi Maharaj used to take care of all this. And what for? There was no desire in Shashi Maharaj that I will get, by doing this I will get samadhi. He did not come to Sri Ramakrishna for bargaining. You know, Swamiji says, love without bargain. Can you love like this? Can we love like this to somebody without having any expectation, without any bargain? Swamiji says in Bhakti Yoga that 3 conditions of pure bhakti. That one of the condition is what? The bhakta does not know bargain. He does not bargain with God. He does not say, God, you give me, I will give you 10,000 as a pranami, and then as a this thing return, you give me 10 lakhs. And then if you give me 10 lakhs in return, I will again, next year I will come with the profit, and I will again give you another 10,000. Or next time I will give you 20,000 if you give me 10 lakhs. So this way we see in the temples we go and we bargain with God. We say, we make a business deal with God, that if you give me this, I will give you that. So this Shashi Maharaj was not like that. He never ever asked for anything in his life. Not even spiritual realizations. He never asked anything. Even his brother disciples, Sri Ramakrishna used to ask, what do you want? Somebody used to say, I want samadhi. Somebody used to say, I want Brahma-jnana. Somebody used to say something, some devotion to God, Shraddha, so on and so forth. But what Shashi Maharaj? He never said a word. In fact, he mutely used to lovingly tolerate Sri Ramakrishna's scoldings also. See, when somebody scolds us, you are here, when some teacher scolds, you always keep you may sometimes become angry also. Arey, why? It is no fault of mine. They are scolding me for no reason. But Shashi Maharaj, he is not at all having any anger against his guru, against his teacher. So all these things, you know, they are very relevant to our life, because our life is very much, it is interspersed with these lives of these great people. They just don't come and live in this world and just go. But their lives are teaching us something. And this whole world is a training school. You know, you may think that after passing this graduation from Vivekananda College, your training will be over. So you will have a sigh of relief that, oh, finally I have passed, I have finished my graduation. And finally all that burden of learning, morning and evening, only learning things, only studying things is over. That is our misconception. Our whole life is a very rigorous learning exercise. And from where to learn? All these people we have to learn. What we learn in a college is an education which is very limited, though which is necessary but not sufficient. But what is necessary as well as sufficient? The education that you will get in life. From what? From these personalities like Swami Ramakrishnananda. So this Swami Ramakrishnananda, at single word, single command of Swami Vivekananda, his leader, he comes to Madras. Swami Vivekananda, teasingly and in a way, we can say in a funny way, when he goes from Madras to Kolkata, he goes and asks Shashi Maharaj, Shashi, can you bring a slab of ice for me from Kolkata? I am feeling very much need of eating ice. It is very hot here, something like that, he told. And I want it immediately like that. So Shashi Maharaj, without saying a word, he went to Kolkata from Belur Math, and he brought a chunk of ice, a big chunk of ice on his head, all the way walking from the Kolkata via Howrah Bridge, and he came to Belur Math. And then he offered that ice to Swami Vivekananda. Then Swami Vivekananda told, Shashi, do you know why I asked you this? I wanted to test you, that whether you will obey me, and whether you will obey me to the very letter. Then Shashi Maharaj got puzzled, that what is this test? This is new game you are playing with me. Then Swami Vivekananda told, I want you to go to Madras. And people of Madras are very much eager to have one sannyasi brother of mine who will go and teach them about Vedanta. Then the moment Swami Vivekananda told like this, that very moment Shashi Maharaj told, yes, I will go. So this is what the dedication of a Shashi Maharaj to his brother disciple. Otherwise, he could have told, no, I am not used to preaching. I am only used to service of Guru Maharaj. And I cannot leave the relics of Guru Maharaj. I cannot part from this West Bengal. I cannot leave this city of Kolkata. It is my birthplace, and so on and so forth. He could have told 100 reasons, but he did not tell a single thing. He just immediately followed his leader's command, and he came to Madras. As Swamiji was telling just now, that he did not know Tamil. He was not knowing a single person here. And then after he comes, just because of his spirituality, just because of his pure renunciation and love of God, he has attracted devotees of Madras. Those devotees of Madras, those youth of Madras who were thinking whether our Vedanta has any really a meaning in it, whether our religion is really having any meaning in it, at such point of time, a person is coming to them who has realized the religion, who has lived religion, and he is telling them what religion is. And that is what the crux of religion is being learned from the life of Swami Ramakrishna. What we understand from religion is what? Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, Judaism. These are what we understand as religion. But what religion is? What we are being taught by Swami Ramakrishnananda, that religion of Vedanta. Because he is a man whom Sri Ramakrishna told, you were in your previous birth as a companion of Jesus Christ. You see, Sri Ramakrishna told Shashi, you and Sharat, means Swami Sharadananji, they were both cousins. So Sri Ramakrishna told, in previous birth, you were two the closest companions of Jesus Christ. And in this birth, you have come to help my work. So this is what Shashi Maharaj was. In the previous life, he was the companion, the closest disciple of Jesus. And now, that's why he knew Bible. He knew the very crux of the Bible. He knew crux of the Quran. He knew crux of the Bhagavad Gita. He used to chant Bhagavad Gita every day. And Vishnu Sahasranama also every day. His rule was that, to start the day with Bhagavad Gita and Vishnu Sahasranama chanting. So this was his life. Can you imagine a person who was in his last birth, a close companion of Jesus, now he is a close servant of Sri Ramakrishna, another avatara. And then what is he doing? He is following his Guru Bhai's orders. At his order, he came to Madras, and entire South India, he traveled across, and he preached the message of Vedanta. He talked about his Guru. He talked about the very fundamental concepts of religion, the spirituality, so that we will again have faith in religion. We will not go astray. We will learn science, but we will make the fusion of science and spirituality, not confusion. These great souls teach us to make a fusion of science and spirituality. They are not against each other. Science, we generally think, after learning science, what we think? Oh, now I am a scientist, so I have nothing to do with religion. That is what generally we see. Those people who are scientists, their egos are so much fluffed that they think that religion is something very inferior. And on the contrary, those who are religious people, so to speak, they think, oh, scientists, they are fallen people. They have gone astray. They have lost their path and they have lost the religion. But both are not true. The true sincere scientist is as much religious as a true religious worshipper, because they are both trying to seek the truth in their own way. So this is what these great souls taught by their background, their mathematics background. Swami Vivekananda also did the same thing. So Swami Ramakrishnananda, as a mathematician, he used to solve mathematical problems. And this man, you see, such an orthodox man, Swamiji told in lectures from Colombo to Almora, if I am given a choice, on one side, if you tell me to choose a person from Western background, who is a Western man, thoroughly materialistic, and very so-called progressive, so-called liberal, and on the other side, if you make the orthodox man stand in front of me, I will choose an orthodox man. Why? Because an orthodox man is grounded in his own religion, in his own life, in his own philosophy, in his own beliefs. For thousands of years, for generations together, that orthodox person is following the set of rules that his forefathers were following, that his grandfather, his ancient ancestors were following. And this orthodox man has some metal in him. He has some substance in him, that he doesn't sway from anybody and everybody coming and telling him, hey, what you are doing is wrong. You should not follow that. It is all wrong. And you change your way. You come to my Western ways of living. But that orthodox man says, no, my father taught me this. I will stick to this living and I will not change. So Swamiji says, I like this man because he has strength. He has substance. He has metal in him. He is standing on his own feet. He is not swaying from his own feet. But what the Western person is, every now and then Western man changes his mind. Today he is believing in something. Tomorrow he is believing in something else. So such is the Western liberalism. Such is the Western materialism. So Swamiji says in lectures from Colombo to Almora that somewhere in Madurai or somewhere he was lecturing, that time he quoted this, that if you give me, he is praising the Orthodox people of South India. He is telling them, you have some metal and hold on to it. Don't leave your religion, because religion is very much your backbone. Religion is very your genetics. It is your blood. It is your marrow. If somebody is asked to change his nature, can somebody change the nature? No. If he changes the nature, he dies. Swamiji told, if India will give up its religion, then it will die within 3 generations. So Swamiji had warned Indians that if you will give up your religion, you will die. So spirituality and religion you should never give up. Whatever you want to do. But you build it on the platform of religion and spirituality. If you renounce religion and spirituality and go behind materialistic ideas of the West, you are going to perish. And that we see. If you are aware of the happenings in the world, if you are enlightened people, enlightened students, then I will suggest you study the world history, you study the world happening, every day you go through the news, and you study it in the light of Swami Vivekananda's teachings, in the light of Swami Ramakrishnananda's teachings, because then you will understand that what they taught, it is becoming true now. That India is standing upright because it is still holding on to its ideal of religion and spirituality, renunciation and service. And that was what exactly the Swami Ramakrishnananda was. Renunciation and service. Swamiji told, these are the only 2 things that India lives upon. And Swami Ramakrishnananda is renunciation. Nothing he wanted. If he could come and show he had so much spiritual power that he told one day, sitting on Marina Beach, he told his sevak, his assistant, that at this moment, if I wish, I can enter into Samadhi. So such is that person who had Samadhi, the highest realization, the highest enlightenment on the palm of his hand. But what he chose? He chose to serve the people of South India. He unselfishly served. They never asked for a single rupee for himself. He used to sleep in the corridors of the mud whenever there used to be a requirement. Whenever he took Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi and Swami Brahmananji, he brought from West Bengal and took them to the tour of South Indian pilgrimage. Then what he did? He did not think about his own comforts. He completely dedicated himself to their service. See, such a person who was living with them, who was brought up with them, Brahmananji and all, but he's regarding Brahmananji as his own guru. Guru bandhu samah pituhu, or guruvat guru putreshu. That is what they say. That what? If Guruvat Guru Putreshu, one who is Guru Putra, he was a Manasa Putra of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Brahmananji. So Swami Ramakrishnananda regarded him as Guru himself. So this is what Shashi Maharaj was. And we see that entirely his mind is completely dissolved at the feet of Guru. Can we have this devotion to the Guru? We are all students, and all of these people who are sitting here are your Gurus. Do you have that devotion? If you will have some devotion, even iota of devotion of Swami Ramakrishnananda that he had for his Guru, if you show even iota of that in this Vivekananda college to your Guru sitting here, then you will have tremendous success. Mind my words. Mark it, write it down in your notebook. If you have a little, even a particle of that devotion that Swami Ramakrishnananda had for his Guru, if you show that some portion of that to your own teachers, to your own Gurus here, so you will also attain whatever you want to attain. That will be brought to you. So this is what we have to learn from these lives. That's why this Guru Bhakti gave Shashi Maharaj in the Stotra, Sri Ramakrishna Bhuvana Mangala Stotra, Shashi Maharaj is said, what? Jaya Shashi Guru Pade Gata Tanu Mana. That is what Shashi Maharaj is described. So everybody was described with his own special qualities. What Shashi Maharaj is described? Jaya Shashi Guru Pade Gata Tanu Mana. Means what? Jaya Shashi. Shashi Maharaj ki Jaya. So what is that? Jaya Shashi. Who is that Shashi? Whose mind Guru Pade Gata Tanu Mana. Whose mind and body has entirely been dissolved into Guru Pada. Guru Pada means what? At the lotus feet of his Guru. So what we have to learn? That complete and 101% surrender to the Guru. And not having any argument. Just follow. Swamiji used to say, first obey, then argue. When Swamiji was in the mutt, when he used to command, he used to give instructions to somebody. If somebody argues with him, then he used to say, first obey, then argue. So what you have to follow in your life, your teachers will tell you something. Then you will immediately have a reaction. Why should I listen to him? Who is he to teach me what he has achieved in his life? So that I have so many arguments, so many immediately protests will rise in your mind that I will not listen to him. Why should I? What good will happen to me if I listen? So many things. But if you only listen to that teacher, your Guru, then what will happen? First obey, then argue. Then you come back. And if you fail in that, after obeying your teacher, if you fail in that particular thing, then you can come and argue. Sir, you told me to do such and such thing, and I did not succeed. So I failed. So then you can tell, then you can argue. Then only you have the right to argue. The one who has lived it only can argue. The one who has lived life only can talk. Otherwise, simply those people who are talking, they cannot be listened to. The one who is a sannyasi himself can talk about renunciation. How can somebody who has never lived a life of sannyasa come to you and talk of sannyasa and renunciation? That is what this order is, this Ramakrishna order is. What it is? The sannyasins who were themselves qualified people, they were themselves engineers, they were themselves PhDs, they were masters in arts, they were all the experts in your field, but they took up the life of sannyasa like Swami Ramakrishnananda himself. And now they are preaching the life of renunciation. Why? Because they themselves are practicing it. So now you can keep faith in those sannyasins. You can respect those sannyasins of the lineage of Swami Ramakrishnananda, because that Swami Ramakrishnananda's power is there. See what you are seeing, so many activities, the air that we breathe in these institutions that were established by Swami Ramakrishnananda, the air has been blessed by his blessings, his spirituality. So we should owe a sense of gratitude to these institutions. And that gratitude only has brought us all here. Why we are celebrating his life? Because we want to express our gratitude to Swami Ramakrishnananda. That Maharaj, what you did, we are grateful to you. Our very blood cell is grateful to you. Every cell, every bone owes everything to you. Because we are breathing here, we are happily learning, undergoing so many things here, and having a good life because of your sacrifice. So with this sense of gratitude, with this sense of worshipfulness and sense of surrender, let us pray to Swami Ramakrishnananda that he may give us the same qualities that he had. And let us have the same faith and surrender and complete attitude of service to our Gurus also. And with this note, I think I should end, because the time actually was very short. And Swami Ramakrishnananda, like personalities, you can speak for days on them. And a speaker also should be that kind of a worthy speaker. Though I am not that worthy speaker, I am thankful, I am grateful to Swami Dhyanagambhyananji, the Secretary Maharaj, that he, out of his love and kindness, he thought that I may be having some worth, I may be having something in me that I should share with you all. And that's why, out of his kindness, he has invited me here. And it was my duty to reciprocate to his kindness. So whatever I knew, whatever I could share with my ideas with you, I have shared. I hope you will work them out. You will try to do something, because you see, one lecture, after hearing one lecture, everything is not over. I would suggest you form your private study circles. See, suppose 4 or 5 friends or 10 friends among you, if you form privately, informal study groups, or you cannot call it study groups also, friend circle you call. And when you sit together every night, what you do, before going to sleep, you read Swami Ramakrishnananda's great life. 1 page. Every day, 4 or 5 of your friends, you do a rule now. Say, I suggest you, it is this thing, it is what you say, sense of this thing given to Shashi Maharaj, gratitude. That what you do, every night you read 1 page or 2 page out of Shashi Maharaj's life and teachings. And I will assure you, all your problems will be solved. If you read from Shashi Maharaj's life 1 or 2 pages, 1 or 2 pages from Swami Vivekananda's life and teachings, every day, just 1 or 2 pages, 4 or 5 friends who are very close friends, they can come together. Every day one person can read, and you can discuss about it, what you read. You can exchange your ideas, and that will give you so many qualities, that will enhance so many of your qualities, bring about great potentials from out of you. So I request all of you to form these kind of small study groups, friend circles, and practice every day some study about Vivekananda, Ramakrishnananda, and so on. So with this request, I conclude with thanks to the organizers. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.